student in the back.
You talked about the nature of the Security Council and how they have the 5 permanent members with veto rights. And I was just wondering on where Switzerland sees the situation going when you really need the support of those very powerful countries in order to facilitate change within the Security Council.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I'm convinced that the UN Charter, as brilliant a document as it is, but it has in the fabric of the Security Council, it has what I would say a birth defect. The problem started at creation when you offer to 5 countries not only the ability to block decisions. I can see the reason why one can give somebody a veto. This was the direct consequences of the non-working of the League of Nations, and you wanted to have buy-in from the major countries, so you give them a veto. But giving them the veto to all changes in the organization is a dramatic dramatic failure for the organization to make it adapt to new political realities. So what we are confronted is that the P5 at the present moment do have the ability to block reform of the Security Council and to let in those countries which today would be important and key players in the world. And as long as they do not understand that this is damageable to themselves, because if you don't have a council which is representative and reflects new realities in the world, and I don't mean Switzerland in the council, we don't want to be in the council, but I mean India, Pakistan, Brazil, Indonesia. These are important, South Africa, these are important countries, and they have to have more regular and more sustainable say in Security Council affairs. So the bet is open. Will change happen through enlightenment of the P5? Because they understand that it is in their own interest to enlarge the circle. Or will it happen because some dramatic events and you need new partners? Or will it happen in any other way? We'll see.
Yes. No, you. Ron.
With your immigration policy, is there a path towards citizenship, Swiss citizenship, or legal immigration? And what are the rights of citizenship that one might aspire to if there is a path toward it?
Yeah, I mean, you get regular Swiss citizenship between something like 7 to 11 years residence in Switzerland. And there is a clear procedure on how to get it. There is also a debate about it. Actually, we will vote very soon on very different proposals on our immigration policy. From the center-left side, the proposal to give citizenship much earlier, and basically to offer citizenship to almost 30 or 40% of the present foreign population in Switzerland. And there are opposing proposals. So we will actually debate the exact procedures, waiting times, accesses to citizenship anew in the next few weeks, and have popular referenda in June on some of the proposed changes.
And only citizens can vote then on your local referendum?
Well, you see, local communities can offer voting rights to whoever is a resident in a local community. So there are, out of the 2,000 local communities in Switzerland, there are local communities, a couple of hundred, who have foreigners with voting rights. So the fact that we have this decentralized system. There is not yet a canton in which foreigners have voting rights, but foreigners have voting rights in some of the major cities and some of the even rural communities. So it's an interesting evolution. I mean, the trend goes into this direction, and the question is how fast, how exactly.
Thank you. May you refer to 2 questions?
Two?
2?
No.
No?
Only one, and then we'll come back.
Oh.
You should never ask.
Make it short.
I should have asked that.
Yeah, the story is pretty well known, and is debated and controversial. It was quite an open door policy till roughly 1940-41. And the Swiss government at that moment closed door to World War II refugees, at least to some, or restricted heavily. And this is one of the very dark chapters and the very debated chapters in Swiss history.
For that matter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we share that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's very obvious that this was, and is considered today by politicians, by research, by the society at large, as a wrong decision and the black chapter in Swiss history. The fact that when people are in need, you start building up limitations and restrictions for refugees from violence. And it's pretty clear that something between 30 and 80,000 refugees, probably more, would have come into Switzerland if borders have been kept open after 1940-41 as well. Doesn't mean that it was completely restricted, but inhibited.
You have a few more questions? Yes.
Yes, I'm from Germany, and we have currently this big debate of money movements to Switzerland, to tax savings, and I would like to hear an opinion from a Swiss about that, if they think it's good. Like today, a former bank manager from Switzerland announced, "Oh, I have a list of people who save taxes by moving money to Switzerland." Do you think it's a right thing to do, or is it good that Swiss banks support it, or consultants support to move money to Switzerland?
Well, this is an issue which is, as you know, is a very controversial issue at the present moment, and I think there are basically 2 opinions in the room. One opinion is that with regard to tax evasion, that this is a crime, and therefore you should not allow by your legislation tax evading money to come to your financial center, and therefore you should inform, if another government requests information on tax evasion, that you should inform this government about this fact. Our reading at the present moment in Switzerland is that tax evasion is not legal. We don't say that this is legal, but it's not a crime under criminal law. Also, economically, we think there is something like tax competition. The fact that people are leaving their country, money is leaving a country, and that looks for better investment, is not necessarily as such something which we would associate to any criminal activity. If, as a private citizen, you think that you pay too much taxes and you have another place where things are managed more efficiently, then why wouldn't you invest your money in the financial market where things, and the political system which obviously manages things more efficiently?